Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Borderlands 3. Okay, so we got a big thing for me, but also some explaining to do. Now first of all, this is a build showcase video. Essentially, I spend the whole good bit of time, or sometimes we go to the Nexus, I shift through a couple things in there, I find a build that I like that's pretty unique, and then other times there's some fantastic YouTubers who also make fantastic builds and go and do the crazy nitty-ditty detailed work that my brain melts from doing even a little bit. So, regardless, just going to showcase this, have a good old fun time, link their video as well as the build usually is linked in their video. So kind of a little Alice in Wonderland going down the rabbit hole, but I assure you can find it. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, today we're actually going to be showcasing a build on Amara. Now, I've never actually showcased a build on Amara, yet we've showcased a ton of builds on the channel. Why, Grin? Why? Also, look at the city. Well, the new siren beefy beef house called Amara, I never actually made a video of because honestly, it was kind of similar to Flak to some extent, but Flak at least was a little bit better in my opinion in terms of this. I was really disappointed when I first found out that Amara wasn't like a Krieg-like character, which I really was hoping that she would be. She would be a siren that basically is put into a permanent fighter state, like Krieg's Buzz Axe Rampage was, allowing you just to like punch people into paste. And unfortunately, every build that's kind of come out for her hasn't really been that. And even the melee ones that I've seen, yes, you can melee, but it's like this. It's like the melee 0 build, which is kind of melee, but kind of not as well. You know, it wasn't like Krieg. I wanted something like Krieg where you could literally just like boom, 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 chew through something, like feel that like just. Whereas with Amara, it very much seemed like a lot of stuff was happening outside of your vision, and you were like, oh, okay, he died. Oh, okay. And then you truck along, and it felt kind of weird to me. I just really was bummed out that Amara was never given that like she is literally a siren that is shredded beyond belief, and she has towering like 60 hands over her. 8 in total. And you'd think that you could just see her just square up and just start smashing things with her like astral hands, almost kind of like if you're really Battleborn, kind of like Gage and not Gage, Shane and Oryx, kind of like that, where you have like these spectral hands that are just like doubling your actual size. But instead, that didn't happen. That was like, no, we're not going to do that. So that bummed me out, so I never really played Amara for that reason. And then all the other reasons why I haven't played Amara is because she doesn't seem like, in my opinion, she seems kind of, I can't explain it without explaining another character. You know how like Flak has skills that kind of intrinsically go with each other in a kind of like a weird way? So for instance, there's a perk in his skill tree that allows him to spam racks, but also there's plenty of skills in his skill tree that allow him to crit almost all the time, and then there's a skill that allows him to, whenever he crits, get his cooldown reduced immensely. So there are builds where it's like, okay, it's just about you spamming your racks because of these things intrinsically play with each other. Whereas Amara has always been strong. I think she's always been the strongest character in the game, no questions asked. But that doesn't mean she's fun necessarily to play, and yeah, that's kind of where I was always at. And it's not that she's a nightmare to play, it's just that she was never really, in my experience, that kind of weirdness. Like again, the idea that like Moe's, where you throw a grenade and you start regenerating ammunition and tons of grenades, so you're just sitting there with 1,000 tiny little orbs orbiting you and your enemies, shredding them, to me is awesome. Whereas with Amara, there was some of her abilities that I thought were awesome, but they never really actually grew into anything. There was this one where essentially when you shoot someone, the overkill damage would like fly around and hit somebody, but it was never that much, unfortunately. And it was like, oh, okay, well, shit. And yeah, just to make it all pretty simple, she just never really spoke to me, cause yeah, she didn't feel like she did things uniquely, but then again, I know she does, but they're just not like in your face, I guess. Like there's some like behind the scenes kind of things that are playing with these like 2 elemental abilities that give you insane damage, but you don't ever like see the damage. Like when you're playing Zane, you're seeing your clone run around, you're seeing this, you have this giant dome overhead and you're just going to town. No enemy's able to fucking touch you, as well as your little tiny little spectral thing is freezing people around. It's just like, yeah, or shocking people. It's like, hell yeah. When you're playing Moe's, you're just whipping grenades everywhere. When you're playing flak, you're sitting there going invisible every 2 seconds and like shredding someone or like emptying a shotgun into someone's face and then repeating the process almost instantly. And you're like, fuck yeah, this feels super responsive and good. With Amara, I never really felt that way. And a lot of her action abilities, which is what I was hoping she would be, is like, here's my action ability, gone, gone. But it was never like that. It was like, fuck it, boom, and like hits you like a truck with her gun, and you're like, oh, okay. A siren, but she's mainly like a melee user, or not a melee user, mainly like a gun weird user, you know? Anyways, regardless, this build is so ungodly strong that I thought I'd have to show it to you guys, and if anyone's having trouble with the game, this is probably the best build for you. So, essentially, this is a gun that counts as melee damage. Now, there's going to be so much going on here that I'm not going to be able to explain it all, and to be honest, I don't understand all of it. All I know is aim, shoot, fire, things die. Good. Okay, so this is Brawler Rewards, level 1. The reason why you want it at level 1 is because you want to activate its Annoyance, which is basically when this thing is depleted, you get 300 melee damage. And also 25 weapon damage, kind of cool. Anyways, that's nuts. We get decent amount of health regen whilst our shields are also depleted because that kind of helps. Cool. We also get Fish Slapper because it scales off of melee damage. Also, it heals your shield or whatever need. Whatever. Cool. It scales off melee damage. That's why we basically have it. Because we're buffing a crazy amount of melee damage, i.e. this one. So this one is for killing bosses. Now that's the only thing that really kind of depends on the build right now, is that this one is one of Amara's like OG the Godslayer build class mod, which is as long as you're running fast, which she can do a lot, you getting crazy gun damage. But for mobbing, you only want this one. You don't only want this one, but you want this one, which is essentially you gain rust stacks, and rust stacks equal cooldown for your abilities, and it's a lot. Anyways, regardless, this is the other thing that comes into play heavily. Since this is melee damage, and we have this special relic / artifact, not only do we get a crazy amount of elemental damage whilst we are when we have an element on us, which happens all the time because she puts a dot on herself. It's kind of weird, but it's in her skill tree. This counts as melee damage, and this a 30% chance to put a spike bomb on an enemy with a random element, which is crazy considering we also do a ton of melee damage, which scales with our elemental damage in a weird way, and all this crazy stuff that I just listen to what people do. Put this on, shoot things. Got it, fam. Thanks, brother. I'm gonna go and have fun. Thank you for doing the math for me. As of what's going on in the skill tree, I don't know exactly. It's just a lot of melee damage, honestly. And again, it's not like playing off of this per se, which is like the ability to like dash at someone and just knock them down. It's playing off of a bunch of weird scaling things, because we're playing on Mayhem 10, and a lot of things scale off Mayhem 10 in a very crazy way. And yeah, I think we want Phase Grass for this one, but I can't be sure. I want to say we for mobbing we want Phase Grass because we do that, and then we get insane rush stacks. So we look at the ground, and that activates our stacks, and we get stacks on stacks on stacks. But anyways, yeah, okay, so this is the other thing. Look at this. Boop. Oh, wait, never mind. It's a different scaling thing. Never mind. We'll grab you, shoot you real quick, get that back in like 2 seconds. Okay. Anywho, let's grab this. He's dead. For whatever reason, my shield's not back, or my shield's not broken. Okay, so the other thing that I forgot to mention is her new class mod. This thing broke the game, basically. Oh wait, no, this is not the thing. Oh, we don't get to use her new thing. Sorry, she had a really cool new class mod that allows her basically to just do a really weird bit of business, but it's strong. Anyways, even right here, we just did 5,000 damage on one shot. I don't think if we melee something, it'll do all that much. It's mostly the elemental damage that's getting a little nutty. Yeah. The other thing is that we could also do the other build, which I've seen as well, where you can put on the one that gives us more damage while we're moving, such as, there it is. We can shoot one of those little pikes, and then if we have a good amount of movement speed, then it can get pretty crazy. Also, I think it gets crazy just generally speaking. So yeah. See, dead. And again, basically if we put a pike onto someone and we're moving this fast, that detonates and hits hard as hell, which is really good. Although I'm not getting the same things I've seen in the video I watched, which is meaning I don't know how something works, which is quite unfortunate, but also kind of to the norm of me being like, I don't really like Amara, she doesn't like me. Okay, I'd love you, Amara, if you had like a Krieg-like berserk build The only one who kind of has something similar is Mose with her Iron Bear, like, punchy, stabby mech thing. Except it doesn't scale well, if I'm not mistaken. Again, the whole time, though, we've been on fire. She's been screaming profusely, and we're nowhere near death. So, again, cements herself as one of the strongest characters in the game without question. Yes, I know. I know she's strong and never would ever claim that she's not. Ooh, I'll let you get bigger. Crazy damage.
Why even try?
Yeah, see, it's those pikes that just do so much damage. So much damage those pikes do. Also, we move so fast. I don't know, man. Some people really dig this gameplay, and I'm kind of just like, okay, I'm the asshole. It don't jive with me.
Making headlines.
Also, we have such a small reload, but again, we just did 38 million. Like, what? That's gonna detonate for 3 million a piece. Oh, look at me and how big I am. Oh my god. Oh, let's throw some grenades and do melee damage. Woohoo, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Golly. I don't know what to say besides woof. Woof. I don't know. Am I the only one? I just feel like Amara really don't speak to me on any level, you know? That's not true. Again, I was really hyped for like this badass siren woman who just has all the melee damage ever, who can like square up and just blitz people down, kind of like a brick, but with like greater range and ability aspects of themselves in that whole region. But no, like, wouldn't it be awesome if you could, like, you know how Mose gets in her mech, and she can like left click and right click and shoot and all those things? Wouldn't it be cool if that was your fist, and of course like your left click would be heavy hitter damage, and the right click would be faster hitting damage, or a faster hitting punch? Whatever it might be, let's do one of those, bang. But also, when you're in that like Mose Iron Bear mode, or like Amara kind of berserker punching mode, you would actually be able to use your right click, like your actual melee, to like shoot out an orb. So maybe like you build up damage while punching people, and then you hit your melee button and send out this like giant devastating orb, kind of like the rocket launchers that exist in the game, where you shoot out this orb or this missile, and then other missiles spew out from it. Like that, to me, would be what I wanted from Amara, that I never got. And I'm still sad and bitter about it, but anyway. Also, that's the one we're supposed to have, dummy. Me, not you. Yeah, we need ties to bind and rush stack. I just want, yeah. I didn't do it right. As per the norm, not ideal, alright. So now we got a little bit faster feet, as well as rush stacks. Whoop, boom, dead immediately. Look at it. Look at it. Dead. One shot, and that guy's super dead. Boom. Also, rush stack's getting sketchy. Also, we can't do ties that bind like this, and then everybody just died. Got deleted. And we can do it again because we have rush stacks and all that fun stuff. And then we can't cast it again. So we're gonna rush stacks are looking a bit sus right now. And we'll jump over here, get more kills quickly. Although again, I don't think we're weak. Like, Amara's just always been one of those weird characters that, like, just with her skill, like, she has 2 skills that just make her health fine. You know what I mean? Like, she never is like mushy. You're like, oh wow, you're like, even though my Mose can have anywhere from like 50,000 health or some sort of nonsense. And you, my lady, are just sitting here with fucking nothing, okay? With no health, but that health just seems to go way farther than anyone else. Also, roguelikes on. I fucking hate roguelikes so much. I really wish Gearbox, like, I'm fine with like challenging modifiers, like enemies do way more damage, or enemies have a chance of just doing like, I don't know, concussing you backwards really far. Like, that at least could be funny, but just roguelike's just like ridiculous. It's stupid. Just like, hey, and you're dead. Fuck you. Have fun. Oh, you having fun? Eat shit. You're not having fun anymore. Haha, get fucked. And pop. Yes. Absolutely gone. Okay, so you know how I said I wasn't in a great place? Yeah, there we go. We're in a better place. I was like, oh, we have no health here. Yeah, no health? Oh, jeez. Also, what I'm doing right now is like canceling my action skills so we can keep building rush stacks, which is awesome. Yeah, right there we have 99 of all of those elemental things. It's absolute madness. But yes, that's also why we're doing so much damage and staying alive, is because we're canceling our action skill and all that fun stuff. Again, let me know. I could be dead ass wrong. You guys could be like, dude, Amara's my favorite. You don't know what you're talking about. She feels so good to play. And I'm like, I don't deny that it feels good to kill the world. Like, you know, wow, that sounds like a bad thing to say, just generally speaking. But what I'm saying is that just something for me is missing. Rip and shoot, damn it. Also, her abilities come back so fast. So fast, man. And but yeah, again, I'm like, sometimes we're just like, oh my god, one-shotting this thing, what happened? And the other time it's like, no, something didn't happen. What happened the first time? What? I don't know, just something's missing. We don't even have the one thing on that gives me increased stacks. Oh, holy shit, I almost fell off the map. Also, how's our melee, just generally speaking? Not great. Again, it's all face puncher, you know what I mean? I've seen some pretty good like melee builds. There's an ability that I don't have that's pretty bread and butter for all the things, like all the builds and stuff like that. Ooh, this one should be really good for ties that bind. Just setting this up right here. Plop one of those down. Shoot you up. Plop another one down so I can build those stacks. Get another one. I missed. Missed all those shots. Ooh, fully energized is correct. Those little orbs are coming for you. Coming to get you. Oh, you look like a big bad. I'm gonna queue you up in the sky. I'm gonna shoot you down. It's gonna take a minute. It always takes a long time, I'll be honest, but we did it.
Got a hand it to me. Ready to unleash this power. Amara, say it with me.
Ooh, that was good. That was real good. Now, see, I always hear that sound where Amara's just like her elements are just chewing her alive, and she looks like, whatever. This is just life and existence, and it's just like, eesh. Seems like a hell. You're gonna die from, yeah, it's mostly those explosions, those elemental bombs that we stick to people. It really does them all in. I'm shocked though that we have not went down like virtually at all. Like, that's a bit nuts.
Hands up.
Hey, it actually hit him. Let's lock these people up. Boom. Get some headshots in there. Boom. Yes, and that just wrecks them all perfectly. Again, if we're in Athenas and the like enemies had less things to hide behind, so that the ties that bind thing can't actually hit them, it would be significantly better, I think. But I think we're about here. Yeah, about here to get to the train. So we're gonna switch our elemental weirdness, I think, to what we're going to need. I can't be sure though, because I'm not 100% on the build and all that. But I think this is what we need. I think we're going to switch over to the movement one, so we get more gun damage when we're moving. Melee damage we also got perfect. We're also going to switch to the top one, which means we get a bunch of damage when we shoot. Perfect. And we're going to switch, I think, phase cast. Yeah, those bombs just do so much damage. You just get a couple bombs on your thing. I gotta get those bombs queued up. Yeah, we're missing something. I don't know what again, I don't play Amara, so I'm really butchering this build. This build, by the way, just in case some of y'all are not thinking this is the case, this build is nuts. This build can like one-shot most things. I just don't know how things work, so I'm kind of butchering it in a real bad way. I watched the video too, and my memory is just that shit. It's just that shit, guys. What do you want from me? You know, guys, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Maybe I was just never meant to play Amara, ever. Or unless they make, again, like a Krieg-like Berserker state for Amara, then I'd be down. But
Loving it. Feels so good.
well, that was not some bad damage. Fuck, if I could aim properly.
Hold them off.
It's really not good.
Who wants a free kill?
As long as I keep shooting, I can keep healing myself. It's a bit sus, but it's happening. It just fucking bins it into a wall. It's just like, I was never meant for this life. I've literally seen people like shoot this once. Like they're literally like, they look away, they do an emote, and then they fucking kill it in one shot. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not getting how that happened. And again, it's not hard to do. I just don't think I'm messing with the right calm or something. Also, ow. There we go. Yeah, it's that move. I'm utilizing the weird movement speed though, not necessarily the thing. Let's get out of the way. I almost got crushed by this train like thousands of times. Anywho, guys, maybe, just maybe, was meant to be. Again, if you want to watch the video where this man, lovely man, explains how to do it properly and you retain information well like a normal human being, not like myself, then go watch it. Link in the description for the video that leads you to the save file and all that lovely stuff. So, yes, but I don't feel like me and Amara were just never meant to be, you know what I mean? Again, I keep saying it, but if and only if they come back with this badass like melee build, kind of like a Krieg, but instead of just that, it's just Amara's shredded arms and fists, just with her awesome tattoos glowing and shit as she's just ripping through enemies and enemies. And hopefully it's not just, like, again, that was the thing that Krieg kind of had, which is throwing the buzz axe, but I would love it if you could basically like build damage with when you melee and then release it in like an orb form. I would love if they introduce a skill tree with that. Now you guys would be like, but GRINN, they're releasing a bunch of skills, and by the time this gets uploaded, you've all seen the skills at this point. But right now, I don't think that's the new skill tree that they're introducing to all of the Vault Hunters. For those of you guys do not know, all of the Vault Hunters are getting a brand new skill tree within the coming year, or something like that. And yeah, I don't think Amara is getting something like that, although I would love if she did. But ladies and gentlemen, we have one more video to film on Borderlands, probably more honestly, but for right now, the sitting is going to be all about the next build is going to be of Mose. I know, going back to good old faithful. We're going to be messing around with Mose and a very cool interaction with her shield, which I cannot wait to mess around with and just see the insanity. Just go balls to the walls. It's going to be just real awesome. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what I maybe did wrong with the thing, what I was missing in the comment section below if you would like. And yes, again, also check out the build down below. This, again, I did not do it justice at all. This is Amara's like most game breaking build that she has that I was not utilizing well because I was missing something. Sorry. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and goodbye.